Welcome to my Cooley Radio. Let's get it, because we gonna get it in. What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And like I always say, stay sucker free. That's right. Stay sucker free from these haters, because haters are gonna hate. Let them hate, because they can't be you. So let them hate, all right? Keep that as motivation, because a hater is gonna hate. You should have more and more haters. That means your success is getting stronger. All right. Follow Mike Cooley Radio on all social media networks. All right. And all platforms, on iHeartRadio, from Spotify, Apple Podcasting, please. And now Podbean. Please follow Podbean. Follow me on Podbean, Mike Cooley Radio. Okay. Also, follow me on social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just type my name, Mike Cooley, MikeKooley. All right? Type my name and I will pop up, see what I'm doing out there in the industry, see what I'm out there doing with the celebrities. We're going on red carpets, see what I'm doing for the community, see what everything, my events, anything you need to know is all on my social media, all right? So please follow, all right? Make sure you download my Cooley Radio. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to keep saying this a lot. Download my Cooley Radio. Comment, all right? Leave a comment so I can see how you liking my Cooley Radio. I will comment back. Anything you have to say, please let me know, because I want to know. I want to connect with my fans out there from all over the world. Yes, I do. All right? So let's think about this now. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very, 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 very serious in this segment. We're going to talk about this Hurricane Milton. All right? This is supposed to be a serious hurricane that's going on in Florida right now. I want to give my prayers out to the people out in Florida that's going through this right now. Clearly, they did tell people to evacuate. They tell everybody to get out if you can. For the people that stayed, that could not go or had the reasons of not going, hopefully you guys will be safe. And because I'm hearing that it's going to be this is very, very bad. I want you guys to listen to this, and I'll get back to you to give you guys a little bit detail what the news is saying about how bad this thing is. So just give me a second and let you guys hear this real quick.
Hurricane Milton re-strengthened to a Category 5 as it bears down on the Tampa Bay area. Highways have been clogged with people fleeing what is now expected to be one of the most destructive storms on record.
Before making landfall, Milton is now forecast to double in size. That's why officials are warning of conditions that are unsurvivable. Powerful winds could turn debris left from Hurricane Helene into projectiles, and in some places, the life-threatening storm surge might reach as high as 15 feet.
If we get the surge again, I can't imagine. I don't know what will be left, honestly.
We have full team coverage ahead of what could be a once-in-a-century storm. Meteorologist Michelle Grossman is standing by with the latest track. But we start with NBC News correspondent Jay Gray, who's on the ground in Fort Myers, Florida. Jay, good morning. More than 400,000 people across Lee County, that includes Fort Myers, are in those mandatory evacuation zones. From what you're seeing, are people taking those warnings seriously? What are you hearing from residents there?
Yeah, Joe, and it's been good to see that a lot of these areas are basically empty where the mandatory evacuations are in place. We were out on Fort Myers Beach yesterday in Fort Myers downtown, and it was really a ghost town, which is great news. The people here understand storms. They've been through many and recently been through some pretty tough storms. We had Helene, and that's still an issue for a lot of people here. But 2 years ago, Ian, which really ravaged this entire region, and I think this storm escalating so quickly and moving in really got their attention. So it's good to see that a lot of people have decided to move to higher ground, move to a shelter, just make sure that they get out of the way of what is a monster storm. It's still building, by the way, as it heads towards the coast.
yesterday evening, we know the Fort Myers mayor said the city dump site for debris from Hurricane Helene, Jay, was officially closed. Were they able to get those streets cleared? It's a real concern. All that debris could be missiles, battering rams when the storm surge and the wind comes.
Yeah, Christina, I mean, it's a great point, and they were very aggressive in trying to clean up the mess that was left behind by Helene. And they did. They did get a lot of it clean, but not all of it. And that is a big concern for a lot of people right now, that you still have these piles of debris. And in some areas, we're talking piles that are 2 stories high, if you can imagine, especially out on Fort Myers Beach. And so that's why it became much more critical for people not only to leave the area because of the wind and rain, but because that debris can become projectiles and be very dangerous.
So, Jamie, parts of Florida's Gulf Coast are going to start to feel the impacts from Milton in just the coming hours. First the rain, then winds later today. For those who've moved to shelters, or even those who are staying put, what types of resources are available?
Yeah, right now what we're hearing is there are 13 shelters available in this area in Lee County, and many of them open to pets too, so that's very important. A lot of people at times say, we don't want to leave if we can't take our pets, so they've got a place to go. What they're telling you is to make sure you bring at least 3 days of clothing, of medication, and just the essentials that you may need. Bring a pillow and blanket if you can as well. The resources available to those that are riding it out will be response teams, but they're also very quick to point out, Joe and Christine, that once the wind reaches about 40, 45 miles an hour, you're riding this out on your own if you've made that decision. They'll get in and help you as quickly as they can after the storm passes, but they're not going to put responders in harm's way to get to you during the storm, and especially at the height of the storm.
Important information there. You know, in an interview with MSNBC yesterday, the mayor of Fort Myers also said he's never been more worried about a storm in his life, and he was a police officer in the city for more than 2 decades. What are officials' biggest concern at this point?
You know, it's very interesting because I talked to Mayor last night as well, and he was in Ian, said Ian was the worst thing he had ever seen as far as the storm is concerned, and that he just felt worse about what's coming his way. So there is a big concern, not only for the storm surge, which could be massive here in the Fort Myers area, but also the wind ripping apart some of the areas that are barely pieced back together after Ian, and then that wind-driven rain that's just going to push into areas where it's not supposed to be. And so it's really a triple threat here with the wind, the rain, and the surge. And it's at a height that we don't normally see. This is a storm, like I mentioned earlier, that is seeming to gain intensity as well as a larger wind path, or a footprint, if you will, as it moves toward the west coast of the peninsula right now. And so that's something that's very disturbing for a lot of people. If there is a sliver of a bit of good news, it's the fact that the speed of this storm has picked up a bit. And so it's not going to linger. It's going to move across rather quickly. But when it does, there's a big concern, Christine, Joe, that it's going to leave quite a mark.
Jay, thank you for your reporting. Please continue to stay safe throughout the day here.
Right now, for the latest on the hurricane's timing, path, and size, let's bring in NBC meteorologist Michelle Grossman.
Michelle, good morning. So Milton, less than 24 hours from landfall now. What is Florida looking at?
So there you go right there. Alright. Just to give you a brief what's going on. Now, I just want to say, for the people out there that's in Florida, that's in Miami, Tampa Bay, all these places, we pray for everybody that's out there, because you heard what they said. There ain't gonna be nobody to rescue you if you out there, trying to fight for your life, because it might be so they're not going to risk putting their people out there to lose their lives. So hopefully people will try their best to stay safe, and hopefully people will be able to get help fast enough when the time comes, because at the end of the day, help is still going to be needed, and people are going to need help. So As Americans, we have to do that. If we can send money to other countries to help them, we should be able to put money in to help our people right here in our own country. That's my opinion on everything. We'll see how it goes. Everybody keep your prayers for everybody over there in Florida. And we will watch. We all will watch and see how this goes. And see how our American our government, we'll see how they handle this one. Because they didn't do so well with Katrina. It is what it is. And I'm out.